I don't know, they're pretty important people. So how's it gonna sound? Okay, let's start from there, and then you put your body and soul into it. Because here they are, Colossus and Dancepool, Stefan Kapicic and Nick Pauley! Jij krijgt ook een high five.
Hello everyone.
Now they wanted my high fives too.
Check.
It works.
It works.
So as you were going to ask, is everybody good? Just ask them, they will say, they will answer. If you ask them something, they will answer. You wanted to ask her.
Are you guys good? Did you have your breakfast? Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Protein bar good for bones. Deadpool may try to break yours. Thank you guys, thank you for having me here. You're awesome. That was it, thank you.
Yay! That's it. We do this. It's just a short skit. Anyway, you knew comics long before you had the chance to audition for this movie. I understand that as a kid you were like devouring comic books.
I did, sir, and I already spent some money buying comic books here.
You already did?
I did, and I will. More, yeah.
More books. Do you have many comic books at home?
No, I don't.
None?
No, I have some, but not as much as you do.
Which ones?
A lot of X-Men.
Okay.
A lot of X-Men. X-Men was my first love. Wolverine. Still is. My first and my last.
Is it because of you?
It's entirely because of you.
It's entirely because of you. I get it. Well, they have a lot of questions, and I guess they're all popelen. I don't know how you say that in English. Popeling. They're aching to ask you questions to both of you because they've been brushing up on their X-Men knowledge as well, and on their Deadpool. Oh! Here we go. Everybody does its own stunts. We have Stefan and Nick, and you have a question for both, I assume.
No, just for Nick.
Just for Nick. So, are you ready?
Yeah.
Alright, in a dance-off, who would win? Deadpool or Star-Lord?
Wait, what was the question?
What was the question?
In a dance-off, who would win? Deadpool or Star-Lord from Guardians of the Galaxy?
You know what? I know who would win, but I would still like to see that happen in real life, or on film, or in my dreams. So, Nick Pauley would say Dancepool, but I want to see that happen. So I'm not going to say definitively who would win, because I just want it to happen. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Who do you think would win? Answer wisely.
Yeah, I'll probably think Deadpool, but it's probably because he's going to break the fourth wall or something, and they will make sure that he wins.
You know what? Why does it have to be a dance battle? Like, why can't we do a duet? Like a little salsa number, or a ballroom dance, or like a chair lap dance on top of Star-Lord. What?
Like a lambada.
Who would like to see Dancepool give Star-Lord a chair lap dance?
More questions about lap dances or anything? Oh, here, right in the back. See, I can move through the audience. Welcome.
Hi, my name is Melanie, and my question is, what was your guys' reaction on the Deadpool dance being so popular?
What was your reaction to that?
Yeah, Stefan.
Well, it's because it's awesome in so many ways, and the gentleman here did it perfectly, so that's the reason, for sure.
Appreciate that, thanks. It's honestly a very surreal experience. As a dancer, you don't necessarily get credited, you don't get spotlighted like that, ever. And you know, if you've seen like the movie Sinners recently, there's this huge dance number, and in the credits they're not even credited. And so I think that goes to show how dancers and choreography is sometimes overlooked. And in this movie, it absolutely wasn't at all. Like, I felt very much included, very much appreciated by people who love dance. And, you know, like, I was asked to be a part of it, and then I was invited to the premiere, and then I saw in the credits that I was right there, and it was just really super, you know, it just super special to me and them. And it's something I've never experienced to such a degree. And then on a worldwide level, it's just really out of this world. Just so cool. I always laugh about it because in New Zealand, the movie comes out first, right? And so, since movies come out on Thursday now, that's like Tuesday night in America. And so by Tuesday night, it was blown up before the movie even came out on my Friday. And so it was, ever since then, life has been a dream. So yeah, that's how I could say.
Life has been a dream.
Hi, I have a question for Nick.
Okay.
What's your go-to karaoke song?
Piece of Me by Britney Spears.
Yes! Perfect! I love it!
Or Slave for You. Or Toxic. I think in the fourth one we should do Slave for You in a jungle. With you.
And that's the movie.
In a chair.
And that's the movie. Roll credits.
Okay. Hello, so my name is Zoe, and I have a question for both Nick. So I have a question for both of you. So during the auditioning process, what was it like, and how long did it take? How did it feel for both of you guys to be included in this?
Well, it was 10 years ago when I got the role in the first Deadpool in 2016. So in the beginning it was just, you know, audition for some top secret movie, and the code name of the movie was Wham! And I was playing with a character whose name was George. So I thought it's like a George Michael's biopic. And I did the audition, you know, and I was supposed to do a father figure that was like in the sides. And I'm like,
go up, Daddy.
This is like definitely a George Michael's movie. And then callback came, they liked what I did, so they changed the names, and I understood it's Deadpool. It was starting to film in Vancouver at the moment. So I did 143 takes of my audition, and it's the monologue in the end of the first Deadpool that goes 4 or 5 moments. That's all it takes. Be a hero. So I did that whole monologue 143 times, taped it, and then I had to choose just 4. And you know, it was almost the same with a little. Anyway, I sent it back. They called me 7 days after that. They said you have to fly to Los Angeles. Everybody's here. You have to do a test shooting. I came there. I was crazy. Everybody was there. So we were supposed to film for like 3 hours, and we did like 9 hours, which was promising. And they went back to Europe. I was playing Romeo and Juliet in Croatia. So nobody called me back. And one night, like 3 in the morning, you know, my agent was calling me and I was asleep, but well, I wasn't awesome. I was drinking a little bit with some friends, yeah, so, but I was sleeping anyway, and I was buzzed, and he was like, answer the phone, you know, sending me a text, and I'll answer the phone. I was like, I'm so asleep, you know, when drunk person is trying to act. So he was like, you got the role, and I'm like, what do you mean? So I'm a comic book geek. I'm a, you know, collector. So I did theater, I did movies, I did shows and everything else, but I never did anything that's my, you know, true love when I was in, you know, an Academy Award for my inner child. So I like to say that Colossus is, in a way, my Academy Award, my Oscar, but just a silver one. So from that on, I did like 3 Deadpool movies, and I'm pretty crazy still. It changed my life, for sure.
Oh, yeah. That's beautiful, and I relate to that. I feel like doing this is like my inner child, and an extreme honor, because when I was like a younger dancer and actor, it was more in a time where I felt that as a gay person, I would never be able to be a superhero in a big movie, you know? Because you're just kind of told that, right? You're not marketable, you're not gonna be, no one's gonna want you, you know, and luckily we live in a time where who cares, right? And hope none of you care. Just kidding. But what?
Now that you bring it up,
Yeah.
I think it's fine.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. But you know, so it's and beyond that. You know, I'm a dancer. I've been dancing my whole life, and I never dreamed that I could do anything like this. Right? Spider-Man, Superman, and Deadpool happens to be my favorite character. I mean, I relate to the rambunctiousness and the sassiness, and I think that's why it bled through on screen naturally. And the audition process was really interesting. I got a call from my agent. He was like, "Hey, yo, I don't know what it's for, but it's for Disney. So send me a video of you doing bye 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 right now, and don't waste time. Like, send it to me now." And I'm like, "Okay." Sent it in, got a call. They wanted to see me in a warehouse the next day. And then when I walked into the warehouse, the Deadpool suit was there. And I was like, okay, this is a big deal. And I still didn't know what it was for. If it was for a commercial, a Jack in the Box, you know, collaboration, or for the movie. And then the next day, I went on to set and I saw a giant blue screen. And I still didn't know what it was for. I didn't know what scene this was for. Was it the beginning, the middle, or the end? What's the setting? And I basically saw everything at the premiere, watching the movie for the first time with everybody. And very surreal experience, especially because it's in the beginning. So it's the first thing you see. And then I just had to like sit there for the rest of the movie trying to process what I had just watched. You know, it got a great response in the theater, but I was like, can we rewind that? I need to watch that like 5 more times. And I couldn't, obviously. But I went to the theater the next day, when it came out, and I watched it 5 more times. And it's really crazy, because when you do self-tapes, you never get a call back. You almost never get the job. And the one time I get the call back, it's for the coolest job of my life. So, yeah, that's my experience. Of course, thank you.
Well, you say you were totally not aware, and dancers rarely get the credits when they're in movies. But it's about the first thing that I was wondering. When the movie starts and Deadpool is dancing, that can't be Ryan Reynolds. He doesn't look like a dancing guy. So immediately I was curious about who was dancing in his stead.
Yeah, man, he was really amazing about it. He's just so generous, and you know, before the movie even came out, he was crediting me, and you know, he's always been a fan of dancing, and he's worked with Jonas Marshall, and he's done other productions with so much dance and music, and I think that really like says a lot about his character. I think anybody who's down for music and dance is just a generally cool person. So yeah.
Stefan, well, you dance every day on your own, I guess. You don't need much to do that. But Stefan, do you
I transform every day.
Do you transform? Do you train as much? Are you?
Not anymore. I have 2 little kids, 5 and 2, so I train just, carry them all around the house, the park, getting them, So that's how I train nowadays. Before I did a lot. Now I just don't have time for that.
But did you especially bulked up, or are all muscles?
You mean my superpower?
Yeah, look, yeah, like
you mean like I'm
your presence? Yeah.
On some days, yeah, depending on the weather. But no, of course.
And breakfast.
And breakfast, of course. No, I'm just, doing my job as an actor. And, if they need me to be in the CGI suit with cameras in my face and act, I do it, So later on, for example, in Call of Duty, where I play Nikolai, it's the same process as Colossus. As Nikolai, it's me, So they use my likeness, they do all these mocap, PCap things. In Deadpool movies, Tim Miller thought that it will be kind of not as funny for me to become Colossus in the movie, because Colossus is a human. Yes. He just becomes as Hulk, depending on the moment when he needs his superpower. But Tim Miller, for the first one, said it would be much funnier if you shower as Colossus, if you eat cereal as Colossus, and so on and on. So that's why we stayed in the superpower form.
Questions, right?
I'm not very regulars to this, so I'm never doing this. But I have a question about in the movie. Why was Thor crying?
They don't tell me shit, so I have no clue.
You'll never find out.
Sadly.
Maybe in Doomsday. Maybe not.
Maybe.
Maybe not.
Maybe not.
Maybe it's something else.
It's a mystery. I think that's the way they said it in the Pee Wee Herman show, which shows my age once more. There, a question at the front of the stage.
What was your guys' favorite part of the movie?
Which one for me?
Yes.
Like what? Which movie?
Which movie?
Which
the last one
movie?
or the last one?
Deadpool, the Wolverine.
Okay.
For me,
So hard.
yeah, I will tell you. For me, as a comic book geek, was seeing Wolverine in his costume.
Yeah.
Finally, after all these years of waiting. So for me, that was it. The thing that I missed was that I wanted, in a way, to do a fastball special. If you guys know what that is between Colossus and Wolverine. But I hope that's gonna come soon. But definitely, that Wolverine showing up as Wolverine from my childhood.
I think my favorite part is when the yellow suit rips off of Wolverine,
Are you when it puts it on, and you when it gets taken off?
when it rips off him.
It rips. Yes, it's much more visceral, sure.
That's my favorite part. I also love Peggy. I have a thing for small dogs, you know, and I just every single time I was just I literally like I had the same reaction as Deadpool. I mean, yeah.
You never got to meet the Dogpool on set.
No,
Because you were only the dance number.
yes, but
But
next week in Brussels, Peggy's gonna be there. Peggy's gonna be there, and I'm gonna meet Dogpool. Finally, and I might take her home. Just kidding. That's dark.
legends collide. Yes, this sounds like a good plan.
Do you have any advice on dealing with getting rejected from roles? Like, how do you deal with it and not let it get to your head too much?
Fuck the haters.
Well, I second that. Definitely, you don't care. You just move and you don't care. You believe in yourself and don't give a fuck about anything else except yourself. Just go for it. You know, it's nothing can stop you if you believe in yourself and if you want that. That's the thing. You know, I'm coming from a little shitty place, you know, in the world. I was born in Germany, but I was raised in ex-Yugoslavia, blah, 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 blah. I did all these things and I'm like in 3 Deadpools in a row. So do you think they try to stop you? Of course they will. Well, there's like always somebody better from somewhere, but maybe not. There's nobody better than you, or like, there's nobody better being Stefan Kapicic than me. So, guys, that's it. Just go for it.
Yeah, and I think I want to add on a little bit to that. Absolutely. There's no one better at being you than you, and if you truly love what you do, it'll find you. You know, I've been dancing for my entire life, and I've done amazing jobs before this, and I've been rejected 100 times more than that, and I've gone through many times where I didn't understand why I was rejected, or I really wanted it, and I didn't get it, and that's just feeling an emotion you're gonna have to deal with sometimes, right? You're gonna be rejected from some of the most important jobs that you've ever wanted, but if you really love it, you're just gonna keep going naturally, right? Like, you're gonna keep going, and it'll find you. It really, really will. Just be a hard worker, determined with your craft, and be very honest with yourself. I think in this day and age, you have cameras to film yourself doing what you love to do, right? You can dance, you can sing, you can act, and you have to be really honest with yourself if you are emulating the energy that you want to emulate. Right, I compared myself a lot to this one dancer. Her name is Jadebug98, and she's the most amazing dancer ever. And it's just really her essence, like the essence in her eyes. And I would learn the same routines that she would learn on Instagram, and I would watch the videos back to up and down right next to each other. And I'm like, am I giving Jade energy? You know? And I was very honest with myself, and I would pick apart every single thing that I did. Every single finger down to the toes. So it's a mixture of believe in yourself, knowing that it's right for you, like just knowing that you're destined for this, right? And also being highly critical and meticulous of yourself. It's hard. I mean, it kind of goes against like, don't listen to the haters and know you got it. But you also do have to be very honest with yourself. Am I doing the work that needs to be done to get the job that everybody wants? Or the role that everybody wants? Or the role that I really want, right? It's a mixture of everything. But believe in yourself ultimately for as long as you live. You might have to wait until you're 75 to get that role, right? But if you love it, you're gonna do it anyway.
And then we have a kid pool here on your left.
Oh, hey buddy.
Hi. Do you guys have a cameo in Avengers Doomsday?
Without spoiling, do you?
I wish I can answer, but there is like a legendary thing, ancient rule called NDA. I wish, and I hope, and we'll see.
Yeah, we'll all send letters to the studio.
A lot of X-Men think, they're coming.
It's so funny when people ask those questions. It's so funny when people ask those questions. I know you're young. It's okay. What's your name again? Damon. Damon? Yeah. We met earlier. So it's okay. It's okay. But it's funny when people ask. I'm like, no one's ever allowed to tell. And if we told, we would,
just. You won't be anymore.
Exactly.
So if you say it, you don't exist.
Damon,
you're allowed to.
If you are. If you're not,
Damon just wants to see you squirm. That's all. It's like
David and I took some fire pictures earlier. We took some dope pictures. I'm excited to see those on the internet later, but those are cool.
And then a final question right here in front of the stage.
How is it working with Ryan Reynolds?
Ryan Reynolds. How was it working with him?
It's been like 10 years now, like working on 3 movies with him, and he's one of the best people I ever met in my life. He's so open, he's so down to earth, such a friend, such a funny guy, and always there to help, always there, whatever you need, he's always there. So I had a blast the last 10 years, working with him and being a part of this insane Deadpool phenomenon that's going on, and it will go for a long time for sure. So he is a true star in so many ways.
Yeah, super cool guy, amazing person. We met on the day that we did the dance scene, and that same day he follows me on Instagram, and then he sends me a long message just about how passionate he is about the movie and how grateful he is that I'm doing this, and I'm like over here like in shock, like what is going on, and so just to attest to what you said, like just a really down-to-earth, cool-ass person, just a cool-ass person who loves the arts, loves film, loves what he does, and is like I can barely respond to my texts, and he just puts in the time to let the people know that he works with that they're appreciated, and I think that's something super rare and super important, especially if you're a leader, and he's definitely a leader.
Talking about, I'm kind of afraid to ask this. I would love, would you consider doing like the dance
from the movie?
I don't want to pressure you. I don't want to pressure you.
I don't really like wear the suit to like do the dance, and I just wear it around to feel good in. I don't know.
Come on.
Do you guys want to see it? Okay. Let me go put on my mask real quick. I'll be right back. All right? Okay, give me 2 seconds. Give me 2 seconds.
Okay, we can do. So
I think we should.
It's so kind. What? Yes. We're going to.
No, go. I was just thinking that maybe we can use my superpowers and just move this.
Yeah, we can do.
You're gonna dance, but I'm gonna...
Some Colossus power. Yeah, just there's time. Oh my God.
Can I be here with you? Are you sure that's gonna...
That's. I think he has. Oh wow. Oh crazy. Oh, I was afraid to ask, but he is. You're so silent! How are you feeling about this? No, but really, you've been all joining here. Jullie zijn allemaal samengekomen en Dancepool is hier en dan zou hij niet dansen. Dit is toch waar je op gewacht hebt, denk ik dan bij mezelf. Who has been wanting this the most? I don't know, this side or that side? Or this side? Or that side? Of de mensen in de tribune? So you could all like join in saying yeah because you really want to see is doing his Deadpool dance? Is that what you want? I said, is this what you want? Are you going to dance along while you have the space in the audience as well? Are you going to sing to the song that you all know by heart?
Ladies and gentlemen, Comic Con Holland presents you
Proudly,
Dancepool.
I'm not going to give you my weapon, but I promise not to use them. There are 206 bones in the human body. 207 if I'm watching Gossip Girl. Here we go. Maximum effort.
ladies and gentlemen, the talent, Nick Pauley, Dancepool! And the power, that is Colossus, Stefan Kapicic!
You guys.
If you have any more questions, well, you'll be here the rest of the day as well. Today and tomorrow. Okay, people can come to the desks and then they'll meet up with you, have a breather, drink some water. Yeah.
Thank you guys, thank you for everything. Enjoy this beautiful Comic Con.
Thank you very much, Stefan.